Hello. Okay, I'm going to be talking about our forum post number 2 on faith and spirituality. So, for question number 1, naming the faith or spirituality that I think I have, I believe that I am a Christian. I have a Christian kind of viewpoint towards the world, and I always have been. I grew up in a Catholic church in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm from, and it's called St. Matthew's, and it's the largest Catholic church in I believe, Southeast. We have the most people that go to it, and it's just the biggest church, and it kind of shows because the church itself is absolutely gorgeous, and you can go to church or you can go to Mass on a Sunday, every Sunday, and you won't see a familiar face because there's just an incredible amount of people that go there. I grew up Catholic, going to St. Matthew's. I've been through many sacraments, such as like baptism and confirmation and reconciliation, and communion. Since coming to college, though, I've kind of shifted gears, I guess. I was never really excited growing up to go to church, and quite frankly, we only really went during Christmas and Easter, like kind of when you had to go to church or when it was thought of like you were supposed to go to church. So coming to college, I wasn't quite sure about what I was going to do, if I was going to find a Catholic church, because I kind of thought that I had to stick with Catholic. But I started going to a Baptist church called Summit, and I have absolutely loved it ever since. It's completely like changed my viewpoint on my faith, and it's been really awesome. But ever since like starting Summit and coming to NC State, I look forward to going to church on Sundays. And that was never something that I really found passion in. At Summit, I think the reason why I like it so much is that the music is like more modern. The crowd is younger, and the message that like the pastor conveys to the congregation is more, I feel like it's more relatable and like understandable for people like me to kind of grasp, whereas like at a Catholic church it's very traditional and it's kind of hard to catch on to what the pastor is saying and like truly understand his message. But at Summit, it has just been really easy for me to kind of fall in love with it. But I haven't completely abandoned like my Catholic viewpoints or like St. Matthew's at all. Like, I don't look back on it and regret it, because that was a very important time in my life, and St. Matthew's was a very important place in my life that I went to. But it's important for me to like hold on to those values and hold on to those memories, because they were such a big part of my life growing up until I was 18 years old, you know. I started going to Summit from the very first weekend that I came to college because of this boy who's 2 years older than me that I knew from high school. He came to my dorm room when I was moving in, and he was very, very passionate about Summit, and he was like, hey, I'll take you to church on Sunday if you want to try it out. Wasn't pushing me to go, but I was like, you know what, sure, I'll try it. And I've loved it ever since. And then the question about speaking about my spiritual orientation relating to my choice of profession, I'm not a social work major, but I am minoring in it. And in relation to my profession, I want to work in a field that assists people with special needs, and like particularly in a hospital or a doctor's office setting. I've volunteered, like some experience that I have. I've volunteered in the Durham area at a place called Reality Ministries, and it's a church organization that assists to serve people with special needs and kind of talk about stories and have small discussions and whatnot. It's basically like a small group every single week. It was a really, really awesome experience, and I loved it. And that kind of made me want to stay on my career path. It really did. It really made me realize that, like, okay, I can put my faith and my career path into one. And it was just really, really fun. It was great. I would recommend it to anybody. The values that drive me are honestly the idea of knowing that I am helping somebody else. And I have always been the kind of person that like kind of puts myself last and puts other people before me, or like that's at least what my mom has told me. So that's kind of what helps me get through this, is that, and when I say this, I mean like going through college, is knowing that like at the end of this, I'm going to be helping a lot of people, and that's very satisfying, and that's very reassuring for me to kind of come to terms with. What guides me through it, so when I was in high school, I worked with a class. It's like the special needs class, but it was our TTA program, and that it stands for transition to adulthood. And I was a peer tutor for this class, so I assisted people with special needs, students, like fellow peers, every day with like morning work and any like just being somebody to talk to and like helping them with anything that they needed. I was there, and that really opened my eyes to a lot of different things. And I grew up with a family friend who has cerebral palsy, and his name is Chad, and he recently passed away. And so what kind of guides me and really is like the driving factor behind me choosing this career path is knowing that I'm serving people and helping people, like these students in this class and Chad. So what I would like to know more about people and their faith is I just want to know like their personal stories about their religions, like what parts have been beneficial to them, like what parts have hurt them, kind of like. And I said if it was a perfect world, I would love to go to different families of all religions and experience their traditions of their faiths, and of their religions. Whether it's like a Christmas or a Kwanzaa kind of deal, or any holiday that's especially important to them, I want to experience it from every point of view. And like to add on to that, I don't see any conflicts between my faith and the social work values, just because like I feel like everybody's just like aiming to help other people and to look out for other people, and that is not just in social work, but that's also kind of the like baseline of Christianity is just making sure that you're like being kind to people and that you're looking out for others. And I think that those two kind of go hand in hand. I'm sure that there are some ethical reasons and some ethical problems that I'm going to run into as I kind of go down my path, but so far I haven't come across anything that's kind of stood out. If I would really like to be more open to other religions, and in the sense that I want to be as passionate about those religions as I am about mine. I don't get the opportunity to learn about people who are Jewish. Well, I do, but like not as much as you do when you're a Christian. So I just really want to be kind of immersed in other cultures and in other religions to kind of see what they do and whatnot. And that would help me become more passionate about it. If I was in a position where somebody asked me to pray with them, I would absolutely sit down and I would pray with them, because it's important to them to confess their faith and to put hope in something. And so that's important to me too. So the last question, if there's anything else you would like to say, I was really happy when we did this forum, and when I found out about it. I've never been like super strong in my faith until coming to college last year, and I was always like questioning things and was very unsure of like, okay, who is God? Like, why do we believe in him? Like, just kind of questioning why I was going to Catholic church every Sunday. But that kind of shifted when I came to school, and I'm really glad that it did. now, like, I don't have a problem talking to other people about their religion or about my religion. And I think that's important for people to be open about, because if you're not going to be open about it, then other people aren't going to know, you know. So I put my hope in it, and I put my trust in something that's far greater than I am, and that it gives me like a light at the end of the tunnel kind of feeling. It keeps me optimistic about my future. It gives me a reason for everyday occurrences, and it keeps my heart like in a safe place during times of need. It's brought me closer to not only some of my friends, but it has especially brought me closer to my family, and I can't ask for anything better than that. And that's something that I want to carry on to my family one day, because I truly believe that it's important that somebody has this faith, and that somebody has this hope and this trust in something that's greater than them. But yes, that's it. Bye-bye.